1997 year in review right here on Daniel Rock 08. It's ECW's Hardcore Heaven. Bam, down, down, bow down, but boom, bow, 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 boom, 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 bow, down, down, wow, wow, wow. There's some stuff to talk about here. You had from barely legal to Hardcore Heaven. This is in August. You have a whole lot of stuff. You had WrestlePalooza. You have the ECW WWF mini invasion going on. And you also have Born to be Wired. There is a new ECW champion headed in on this show. It's Sabu. So what happened at WrestlePalooza? Well, you had Tommy Dreamer and you had Raven in their final confrontation. At that point. And Tommy Dreamer finally defeats Raven after losing to him 8 freaking times. He finally beats him. You have this whole ECW WF invasion going on where Jerry Lawler is on ECW and he has some balls. Let's just say. In fact, not only does, actually, my bad, yes, he has the balls, but you want to know who doesn't have the balls? Tommy Dreamer. And the reason why he didn't have much balls is because Jerry Lawler whacked him right in the nuts with a Singapore cane. Holy fuck. He caned him right in the testes. And then we go to Born to be Wired. At Born to be Wired, you had one of the most gruesomest matches you're ever going to find in a major wrestling promotion. A barbed wire match between Terry Funk and Sabu, which was pretty damn intense. It just quivers up your spine. It just makes you uneasy. Very uneasy. Sabu captured the ECW heavyweight title from Terry Funk in said barbed wire match. So, in the midst of this invasion, we no longer have Raven. He is in WCW now. So let's go to it. We start Hardcore Heaven with Taz versus Chris Candido for the television title in a pretty decent match. But this match should have been a whole hell lot better. Chris Candido, one of the most underrated wrestlers in ECW. He was one of the very few guys that actually did wrestle and did not have to do a whole lot of hardcore stuff. And then you have Taz, the Suplex King, as Vince McMahon called him. And, so you think this would be like a 5-star match? It's only a 3-star match. A 6 out of 10. Whatever. It's fine. Taz retains the television title, and he beats Chris Candido. Chris Candido, one of ECW's best kept secrets, in my opinion. Very underrated, actually. Bam Bam Bigelow defeats Spike Dudley in basically a squash match. A 4 out of 10. Bam Bam just picked him up and threw him on his head a lot. That's basically this match. At one point, Bam Bam Bigelow picks up Spike Dudley in the ring and tosses him out of the ring, out right into the audience. Unfortunately, the audience does not catch Spike Dudley, and he falls to the ground. They would redo this spot in the ECW arena a few weeks later, and Bam Bam would toss Spike Dudley into the crowd. The audience would catch him this time, and then he would surf the crowd. Very cool spot. Unfortunately, that's not the spot here. Spike Dudley, they let him drop. They did not catch him whatsoever. It's funny as hell. And then they try to redeem themselves. And then they just kind of toss him over. Basically, this match is just Bam Bam dropping Spike Dudley on his head. Whatever. A 4 out of 10. Basically a squash match. Rob Van Dam defeats Al Snow in a pretty decent match. It's the whole effing show. He is with the WWF. And he has one of the ugliest singlets he's ever worn. Whatever. This is a fine match. A 6 out of 10. Next up, the Dudley Boys, who has a certain extreme porn star in Jenna Jameson. That's right, Jenna Jameson at this point was, all the rage. God, I can't imagine what it was like watching porn back in 1997 with dial-up internet and on AOL. Woof! But, whatever. Gotta get your fix somehow, some way. So they have Jenna Jameson there. That's fine. Doesn't show her tits, so sorry. And then the Dudley Boys defeat PG-13, who was the USWA Tag Team Champions. I didn't realize the USWA was still around at this point in time. This was just basically a match for the Dudley Boys to show off. 3.5 out of 10, nothing much to say. PG-13 wasn't going to win. This is just a showcase match for the Dudley Boys. Pretty much a squash. Tommy Dreamer defeats Jerry Lawler in a bad match. At least the crowd was into it because Jerry Lawler has heat. He has his heat. He is so heated, he might as well be a fucking oven. That's how heated he is. He is a literal heat wave. This is hardcore heaven, not heat wave, but still. So Tommy Dreamer defeats Jerry Lawler after about 25 minutes. Actually, I don't know how long this match was, but it felt like a fucking hour. You had Jake Roberts come out and turn on Jerry Lawler also, but his belly was out to here. He was fat as shit, and he was drunk as shit. You had Rick Rude, who was in here interfering too. At least he actually looked good. Yes, that's the thing. It's crazy how this is. Rick Rude, and I'll talk about this later on when I get to December. Rick Rude, in just the course of like a month, honestly, actually, he was in ECW, WWF, and WCW in the course of the same month. Now, in November, he would show up on Nitro and Raw on the same night at the same time, which is really fucking weird. But he was also in ECW, which some people forget about. This is a bad match. Sonny also gets involved. It's your typical ECW hardcore over-the-top bullshit. It's fine if you're a big hardcore fan of ECW. At least Jerry Lawler had heat like a fucking oven. A 3 out of 10. Not very good. And in the main event, we have Shane Douglas defeating Terry Funk and Sabu to capture the ECW World Heavyweight Championship after he beats up Terry Funk and gives him 4 Pittsburgh plunges, which is just a belly-to-belly. At this particular time, in ECW, when you have people kicking out of top rope Tazplexes and top rope tombstone pile drivers and fucking top rope AAs, I'll just call them AAs, you have Terry Funk kicking out 4 belly-to-bellies. Whatever. Sabu does a suicide dive onto Sandman, who interferes in this match. This match is okay. It's like 30 minutes long. Feels like 3 hours. It's fine. It got boring towards the end, though. A 6 out of 10. Nowhere near as the Iron Man Classic that they had way back in 1994, I think it was. That's the match that put them on the map. This was just kind of... So, whatever. Shane Douglas is the ECW champion, and he would hold on to said ECW title for a very long time. He would eventually lose it at Guilty as Charged, not 1998, but Guilty as Charged 1999. And some people don't give Shane Douglas the credit he deserves. Shane Douglas, in my opinion, was the greatest ECW champion there was. Not Ezekiel Jackson. A 6 out of 10. Whatever. Overall, Hardcore Heaven gets a 4.7 out of 10. It's nowhere near as good as Barely Legal. It's just there. Whatever. It's fine. Anyways, I'll catch you next time For ECW, it will be November to Remember. But next time, it will be Fall Brawl and In Your House, Ground Zero. Goodbye.